Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're unpacking some truly groundbreaking research today about the near future of our economy, specifically looking at the wealth revolution of 2026. There's this massive technological and financial shift happening literally right under our noses. The whole landscape of how we live, how we work, and honestly, how we build any sort of financial security, it's transforming at a breakneck pace. We are standing right on the edge of this crazy new era of rapid AI advancement, and the rules of the game are completely changing. So get comfortable because understanding what we're about to cover, well, it could be the difference between absolutely thriving in the next few years or getting completely left behind. So I really want you to picture this scenario. Imagine waking up in the year 2026. You look out your window or you check your morning feed and you see this wildly futuristic city. I mean, we're talking robots handling physical logistics, automated systems seamlessly managing traffic, sophisticated software running almost all the services you deal with every single day. The research we're diving into points to a pretty startling reality. By this time, artificial intelligence has replaced half of the tasks that people currently get paid to do. Literally half. That is an absolute earthquake in human labor. But here's the thing that really stood out to me from the source material. The workload is fracturing right down the middle. 50% of tasks handled by AI and 50% still managed by us humans. It's kind of stark when you really look at it, right? But according to our source, this massive shift in labor isn't actually the scariest part. The truly scary part? It's that despite this fundamentally altered world, most people are still treating their money exactly the same way they did way back in 2020. They're basically running on an outdated operating system while the hardware of the entire world has completely upgraded around them. And that brings us to a really painful but super necessary reality check. Earning money is no longer enough. Imagine opening up your bank app and just staring at a declining paycheck, realizing that relying entirely on a traditional way of earning is rapidly becoming obsolete. If your entire financial strategy relies simply on trading your time for a standard paycheck, man, you are using a playbook from the past. The value of standard task-based human labor is getting totally diluted because those exact tasks are what that 50% AI slice is gobbling up. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look at the fundamental mismatch in today's labor market. Let's weigh it out. On one side, you have your time. You're human. You need sleep, you catch colds, you actually want to see your family on the weekends. And there is a strict biological cap on the hours in your day. On the flip side, technology works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, without a single coffee break or complaint. If your income depends entirely on your time, you're competing in a foot race against relentless machines. And let's be real, it's a race you just cannot win. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly what this technology is currently capable of pulling off. We aren't just talking about robots lifting heavy boxes in a warehouse anymore. AI is writing compelling text, it's designing stunning visuals, coding complex software, and just outright automating entire business processes. And it does all of this incredibly fast. It's executing these highly complex cognitive tasks continuously. This isn't some sci-fi movie. This is the factual reality detailed in the 2026 wealth data. So, okay, if we accept this massive problem, what on earth is the solution? Well, the solution requires a total mindset shift. The new rule of wealth in 2026 is actually remarkably simple. Own assets, not just income. I want to let that sink in for a second. We are stepping completely away from the panic of competing with AI and moving into a position of actual confidence and control. The ultimate goal isn't just to snag a high-paying job anymore. The goal is ownership. Because sure, you cannot outwork an AI, but you absolutely can own the systems, the platforms, and the assets that utilize that very technology. And the data proves this out perfectly. Just look at the trajectory here. While the value of traditional hourly income is completely flatlining, just stagnant, asset values are rising steeply and exponentially. The people who are generating real wealth, the ones getting richer in this new economy, they aren't doing it by hustling harder at some flat hourly rate. No, they are capturing the exponentially rising value of assets. Actually, it's kind of like trying to sprint up an escalator that's going down versus just stepping on the elevator. So, what kind of assets are we actually talking about here? The source outlines specific vehicles that create what we call passive income streams, assets that literally earn money while you sleep. We're talking about traditional vehicles, sure, like stocks, but also incredibly modern ones. Think digital businesses, AI-powered products, evergreen content. Imagine a sort of automated, AI-generated stock market of wealth, where these digital and financial assets are just constantly working, calculating, and compounding your net worth in the background. That dynamic, automated wealth growth, that is the new standard. You want to be the one holding the deed to the machine, not the one trying to outpace it. So the crucial point is the sheer contrast between these two approaches to life and money. It's staggering. The trap of just working more hours, it's exhausting, it's limited, and as we just saw, it's totally flatlining in value. But building systems that scale, that offers expansive freedom. When you build a digital business or you launch an AI-powered product, you create it once. Then it can be sold or utilized infinitely without requiring one single extra minute of your physical time. It scales. You're effectively detaching your financial survival from the ticking hands of the clock. I want to pause right here and ask you to reflect on this directly. Really think about it. If you stopped working today, would your money stop too? It's a super simple question, but man, it is incredibly heavy, isn't it? This macroeconomic technological shift we're talking about, it isn't just about giant tech corporations or futuristic cities. It's deeply, intimately personal to your own life and your own household. Because if your answer to that question is yes, then your current financial architecture is incredibly vulnerable to the 2026 landscape we've been analyzing today. Which leads us to the ultimate conclusion from the source research. For years, the media has basically told us the biggest threat is some robot coming to take your specific job. But the data shows something completely different. The biggest financial risk in 2026 is actually much quieter. It's simply this: not owning anything that grows without you. The real existential threat here is failing to acquire or build assets that can multiply entirely independently of your time and your physical sweat. As we wrap up this explainer, the directive for the new economy is crystal clear. Own assets, build wealth. AI and automation, they aren't going anywhere. In fact, they are only accelerating. But by really understanding this shift, by moving your focus from just earning an income to actually acquiring and building scalable assets, you can harness this exact technology to work for you. So what's the very first asset you are going to focus on building today? Really think about it. Thanks so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating material, and I'll see you in the next explainer.